Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Just have a moment for silence, please. Okay, thank you. Did you like being in this seat last week? You want to be in it again? See?
Actually, it was sort of in my own seat, but now
Oh yeah, I noticed that. You did.
She had a
Whip? Yeah.
She almost.
Okay, good evening, everyone. The first thing we'll go to is number one, the abstracts. I believe everybody got the abstracts over the weekend to take a look at them. If you don't have any questions, I would need a motion.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Department heads, Steve Dutcher.
That was quick. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
Everybody's got my report. I don't really
Yes,
have
thank
a whole bunch more than that.
Your turn.
Sorry. Yeah, I looked at it online.
Considering going to training this month down in Maryland because of some family situation scheduling, I'm not going to do that, so that's kind of, I was waiting for an answer, so I'll pick up my training elsewhere. That's not a big deal. Other than that, I got a couple properties I'm working on. North Street down here is starting to grow stuff again. So I've been in contact with the landowner at this point. Had a good conversation with him this afternoon. Hopefully we will see some changes down there shortly. If we don't, then I will make those changes happen myself.
Yeah, I would advise don't wait too long because,
Yeah.
we have in the past, the history's been, I would like to just resolve it all, but
Yep. So, yeah, I explained that to the property owner. I will be patient for about 2.5 seconds.
okay,
And I'll do what I need to do.
okay.
Had a whole collection of about 5 derby cars up on High Street. I think we have that mostly resolved at this point. We'll find out when we get into court on Monday night. A week from today.
Same location?
Same location that I've been dealing with for the last 3 years, yes. Yeah, it grew to 5 derby cars there, all different ones from previous. We're down to 1 at this point, so, that's progress anyway.
Big breed.
Yeah. And, there's a few other places, just because...
On Liberty, that one on Liberty, 11 Liberty?
11 Liberty, I have sent a letter out
Yep.
to, just because of the condition of the property, and it's been since the 90s that this property has been an issue. Different owners, but it's been an issue for a long time. I sent a letter out to him expecting some substantial improvement within the next 30 days of the date of the letter. Otherwise, I was going to start some enforcement action on that, and lo and behold, I see that property is also listed on the county's foreclosure list. So it can't win for losing.
Here we go again.
So, I'll continue to try to make progress there wherever I can, or whenever I can, so.
Okay.
Steve, what's the situation of the complaint from Mrs. Anvari?
Well, let's see. About a month after, let's see, you're talking about the letter that we received.
Yes, did you get it?
There
Yes,
was
yes, I
one.
got a copy of that letter as well. Upon receipt of that letter, I contacted her and clarified some things because she said that I'd never gotten a hold of her after the initial complaint, which was not true. I had contacted her and let her know exactly where we stood with it. And shortly thereafter, I just happen to be, because I'm not a night owl, when I go home after work, I'm usually there doing something at home, and I don't really venture out into the village. But I happened to come down Griswold Street, 9 o'clock at night, did see lights on, at which point I contacted the PD that was on duty, and the individual that was occupying that apartment was arrested for trespass because the property had been posted at that point. I keep hearing that he's still in there.
I haven't seen lights on.
I have not seen lights
Since the
on.
arrest.
I see that there's some other window coverings up there, so
Yeah.
he may be up there.
Well, there's curtains on them,
Yeah.
but the power cord that was strung up the side of the building is gone.
Well, they were interior. I had confronted him about, or talked to him about the power cords going up the exterior, and so then he strung them throughout the interior of the property. He was actually getting, with permission, power from the other two apartments, which is, yeah, powering an apartment with extension cords. It was pretty
Permission
scary.
from who? The property owner?
From the tenants, the other two tenants.
He had to knock on their door and say, can you stick this plug in the outlet so we could have lights?
So if there's a fire, who's responsible there? The property owner or the tenants?
At this point, the property owner, because the property is well aware of what the issues are with that property and the fact that he cannot be occupying that third floor apartment. So if he's allowing it to take place, it's fully on the homeowner.
Do we have something in writing that we've sent him saying that there's occupation on the third floor?
Absolutely.
Okay, as long as we have something in writing.
Yep. Yep, and it's, I have copious complaint notes on that as well.
Great.
So I'll have to break my habits and venture out after dark and keep an eyeball on myself, I guess, and see if any of the scuttlebutt that I hear is true, that he's still in there.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks.
All right?
Thank you. Matt?
Hello, everybody.
Hey, Matt.
Welcome back.
Everyone get a copy of Ryder's report?
Yes, thank you.
Are there any questions?
I have a question not on that report, but on the water issue. And it says that, yes, we have iron in our water. Is it an acceptable level?
For this,
Yeah, this thing
Testing
that came
here.
in with our, that's the second half of it. There's the front half of it.
It's part of the water quality
Yeah.
report.
okay.
Yeah.
Was there something wrong with it? It was acceptable, right?
No, I think we were all
The only thing
acceptable
that
limits.
said that we had yet, whereas a yes was for iron, and I'm just asking.
Okay. Yeah, I guess iron was a little high
Oh, I know why it's hard.
Go ahead.
because of that
Wait.
one.
Yeah, and when you get new, and you put new lines and everything, you're gonna have a high, you have some more, have some
That's
more.
with the copper.
Yeah, copper, I'm sorry,
Oh,
not with the iron.
This may have been, I don't know, from an iron service. It is a little high. It's not illegal or anything or like that. It's still within the limits where they're not gonna shut us down or
Of
make us do
safety.
additional testing.
And I don't think it's dangerous to anybody, even if you have high iron in the water. I think it says something on the bottom about that.
Okay.
That there's not a problem.
No,
with it.
iron doesn't have any health effects on
Yeah.
people or anything like that, so it's the lead you gotta worry about.
Some
Thank
people
you.
take iron pills.
Yeah. Thank you, Doctor.
Well, the iron pills, just drink the water. No. All right, wait.
Oh, you got that little.
Now I had a little levity in it, I know.
Oh, I did have a question. Locate and/or repair water curb stops. What are water curb stops?
They're the outside shut off in front of each residence.
Oh, okay.
A lot of the residents have old plumbing where we don't really want to mess with their valves inside. So we'll shut them off outside.
Okay.
And if there's a problem outside where they won't shut off or we're scared of them, we'll just dig down and replace them
Okay.
and make them new.
Thank you.
And you got the water safety, right? Some kind of class or something you gotta go to?
Tomorrow.
That's,
Tomorrow.
Yeah, the safety training, I'd like to ask permission for the entire crew to attend that. It's kind of short notice, but
I
that's,
heard that they're really looking forward to it.
yes, they are.
Full day, just sitting inside the fire
It's
hall.
like 4 or 5 hours.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah, we do that once a year,
Which day is that?
tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
I'm gonna come to the GPW and wreak havoc while everybody's gone.
Good.
Need a motion for that.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Thanks. And the second thing is, June 8th, there's a Waterworks conference, to keep on the credits for, the water licenses. I'd like to ask permission for John and Butch to go to that one. That's in Sydney. That's $21 a person.
Big
You
bucks.
don't have to go
Told
this
you I was
time?
asking for money.
You don't have to go this time?
No, I'm up to date.
Is that
So
on
we
the
need a-
budget?
Yes, training's part of the budget.
Okay, so
Need a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
That's all I have.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Matt. Have a good night. Bill?
Just look at that report.
Evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Hi, Bill.
I don't know if you got one or not.
No, I didn't.
the reins of time.
Yeah, there's a bunch of attachments this month. The reason it is, I think it's 10 or 12 pages, we got some correspondence from the Dormitory Authority, who is the state agency that is administering the grant that Senator Bonasik's office secured for the village to go towards the grit screw, a piece of equipment at the wastewater treatment plant. The village was awarded $50,000 to go towards implementation of that project. DASNY, Dormitory Authority, is the agency that administers it, does the paperwork on it. So they sent us a package of forms to fill out. There is a project information sheet, just talks about the project scope and budget, how it's going to be financed. There's a grantee certification that the site will not be used for religious purposes, and that it will be open to anybody religious, regardless of their background and creed and stuff. A project certificate that says that the money that they're giving you is for this project. And then there's a questionnaire about some of the background of the village. And that's the last form. And 2 of the forms actually have to get signed by 2 officers of the board, so the mayor and, again, the deputy mayor. And then 2 of them also get notarized. So if we can ask for permission from the board to authorize the mayor and deputy mayor to sign those various forms, I would request that.
Need a motion?
Second? Oh, I'll make it.
Yeah. Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. One of those nice, I think.
The other,
Only for being quick.
the other item that goes with that is to conduct a seeker review for that project. We would consider and recommend that the village declare it a type 2 action. It's replacement in kind. It's not an invasive environmental action. You're not going out and disturbing areas that haven't been disturbed before, that kind of thing. So it falls under the type 2 category, which is the least invasive, so to speak, under the seeker review. So there's
Need a
a
motion for that too, right?
Yep, there's a resolution in the back attached, just saying we're replacing the grit screw. It's type 2 action, and it gets forwarded to DASNY if you guys are open to approving it.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
So I'll get with you to sign those couple of things, actually both of you guys if we can, after the meeting. And then there's a few other items that get attached to that, a deed to the wastewater plant. So we'll work with Jody to get those and we'll send it back to the state. Other work going on at the wastewater treatment plant, the air compressors, that was a project that was awarded last month. The contractors been issued their contracts. They were out to the site last week, and they should be there this week and next completing the work, so it'll be done this budget year. It's a budgeted expense that's 100% New York City. The other items we talk about, and we have been talking about for the last couple of months, the influent pumps. As flows hopefully decrease in the upcoming months, we'll look to replace rebuild one of those at a time. And then we've also reached out to the city to see about securing funding for one new pump. The influent screen is something, again, we've talked about for the last couple of months, looking at different funding opportunities. This past Friday, after the state budget was approved, the state released the 2017 consolidated funding applications, which is a series of grants and financing opportunities that they lump into one application package to cover a wide variety, some of them being water and wastewater items. So there are some opportunities in that funding package that could potentially be applied for an influence screen to cover portions of that cost. So I'm going to take a read through that a little closer and see what may fit and be advantageous for the village to go after. So the other items, the Water Street, the two studies that the village was a part of, that Delaware was a part of, were completed. And I believe that project is continuing to be in the planning and design phases with Delaware County Soil and Water coordinating that effort. The New York Water Grants, that was a funding program that we applied for 2 years ago to replace water mains throughout the village. We were not successful in the first 2 rounds. The third round was just opened this past Friday, at the same time as the CFA. It's a different funding track, but if you're awarded at 60% grant, 40% loan to go towards your project. So we're eligible to apply for the third round. We're carried over to the third round because we were in the earlier ones. So we're hopeful that we'll have a better chance on the third one. So I think that's it.
Are you gonna come Thursday to the flood meeting? Because we're gonna be meeting down by
Yep. Yeah, Shelley, down by
down by the river, yeah. And we're gonna the architect's gonna be there, do some walking around
Yep,
and see what we
the
can
gentleman
do.
from Syracuse.
Yeah,
Yep.
so I thought that would be good for you to be there.
Yep, Shelley
Okay.
Johnson mentioned it to me.
Okay,
Okay.
good enough, thank you.
Bill.
Jason?
You guys will have my report. Were there any questions? One big thing on that is we did have a flow violation this past month due to the storms and the snow melt and the I&I and everything. Our monthly average was a 1.651. Our permit is a 1.55, so that is a violation of our permit. So non-compliance was sent today to the state DEP to just let them know. Not much we could do about it. It's just you can't divert it. So, but we did have the flow violation. That's the only violation we had for the month. So.
But they take that in consideration too, they know they're storm, right? I mean,
Yeah, if it's a continuous thing,
then they have, yeah.
then they're
okay.
gonna probably drop a hammer. But right now we're back into where we should be, and Kraft's back in production again. A lot of that, for a week of that, Kraft wasn't even in production. So.
Was or was not?
Was not.
So imagine if they were, it would have been really,
Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
And if it would have really pushed us. So at the time, we were running 4 filters, so we had 1 more filter to go. But we were up, so it was just something to take into consideration.
okay.
Because of that, flows are down now. If you compare last month's report to this month's report, chemical usage is down greatly
Good.
because of the lack in flow, so that's a good thing.
I see your bold writing here, regs are continue to be an issue.
Mhm.
There's nobody here from the reporter, but Jody, you still put that in your,
It was on the water bills this time too.
thank you. I don't know what else we can do.
Yeah, we're still pulling pumps apart, we're skimming them out. And,
Yeah.
of
And
course,
so
now everything
because-
that's caught during the winter that we couldn't get to, we're skimming all that
PBW's
stuff
having a
out.
problem with that too, right, Matt? Because with the rags too, they have a couple locations.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
just it's a problem we're gonna continue to have until we have a piece of equipment down there that'll screen them out at the head end. And then there's so many within the plant right now that it's gonna be God only knows how long before you get them all out of there.
Yeah.
So,
So because of all the extra labor, people should not be upset if their sewer rates go up.
for instance, last weekend, we had 2 pumps plug up, and we had to have an on-call operator come in and assist the person that was there to pull pumps on a Saturday. Because they just stopped pumping.
Yeah.
And when that happens, then you have major issues. So we did have to have people get called in to do this, so it's a big deal.
It's an
How
expense,
long,
yeah.
if even, when you send something down the drain, say in the middle of the village, how long does it take to get to the plant?
It depends on where it is. Kraft, we figure, is about 30 minutes.
Oh, that quick?
If Kraft calls us and says we just lost a silo or chemical spill or something, then we figure we've got 30 minutes to get to the plant and do something about it. So that's Kraft, so you, kind of gives you an idea. And it's gonna depend on what's going on in the pipes too. If there's a lot of flow, it's gonna get there quicker. But you typically, from the Kraft area, TAs, down through there, you're looking at 30 minutes probably to get to us. So. The only thing I have on here is a 4-way valve for the belt press. Request for 3 of those at $1,400.
Is that the number of belt press runs with 1 up, number 10 up above?
Yep.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yes,
Is that, so we're gonna have like 1 run in May?
probably.
Can we wait till after June 1st when then we have the new budget?
Yeah.
Does that make sense, Jody?
Yep. Perfect.
Do we need board action on that? Make a motion on that?
You could do that for June, so we wouldn't have to ask again next month.
That's what I'm wondering, if I could make a motion now to cover the cost effective June 1st.
There isn't money left in this year's budget for it.
Nope,
No.
not on that line.
Yeah, I mean, it's either not approve it or approve it for June 1st.
You have a second on that?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
That's all I have, other than compressors will be starting soon. We've been sprucing the place up, painting and picking stuff up, cleaning stuff up from the winter, so. Other than that, everything's running pretty good over there.
Great, thank you. Chief?
That was good.
At least you're smiling.
Her smile's crying.
When they smile, everybody smiles, you cry alone, right?
Right. That's it. I have nothing. Thank you. Aye.
Well, thank you for the guys making the drug arrest.
Yes.
That was big,
Yep. DU's been pretty busy.
yeah.
They've done a really good job the last couple months.
And they're only gonna get busier.
I know, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Good news, bad news.
Good news, bad news.
Well, it's bad that we got it, but we're not the only place. You're reading in all the papers that all the villages, all the towns got the same issue going on. The good news is that we're jumping on top of it.
Yeah.
And, I'd just like to let these guys know, just when you think you're safe, that's when we're gonna come knocking your door. And you're gonna come, there's many more to come, and that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's for sure.
Okay, that's all I
Good
have.
as that.
How good is that? Thank you.
How's worth showering for?
I don't have anybody here from the public, so I guess there's no public input.
What about Kimmy?
Oh, I'm sorry, Kim. You want to say anything, Kim?
No, thanks.
I just assume make you part of the family, you know what I mean? Okay. Trustee reports. We'll start with Tink.
Pass.
Right.
Get to do that?
You can pass? I didn't know you could do
I didn't know you
that.
could do that.
That's good. Dave?
Just, I thought I had my notes with me, but the Theater Preservation Association they did some research, and they're in the process of getting the ceiling to the theater lobby repaired. They found someone to do it at the Theater Preservation Association expense, but he's going to restore it back to not only look the way it did originally, but be repaired or replaced in the way it would have been done originally. Just keep the historical significance and the way it's done and the way it looks. And it's, I don't apologize for not having my notes, it's around between $7,000 and $8,000 total. And he said you really can't patch the area and blend it in. It's not that kind of work. It'd be noticeable or it'd be historically incorrect. So I haven't been there in a while. He may have started already. It was supposed to get underway relatively quickly.
Yeah, it's gonna be through the week. There's no matinee on Wednesday.
Okay. I knew he was starting soon, but I didn't know exactly when, so.
Let's not dance on it. Okay?
Yeah. Is it?
Do they have the cleaning mechanism back in place
Cleaning mechanism?
for maintaining the inside of the theater?
You mean,
I
like a
don't think that
veg?
came up.
Yeah.
He's trying to say something.
Oh, it was a fill tunnel.
Oh.
You stick to the floors. There was garbage everywhere.
Well, as I said, Steve let us know about that, and I passed that on, and they were gonna be dealing with that if it was the same day. If it wasn't the same day, then we got more of a problem than I thought.
I was just curious.
Okay.
He actually on camera.
Is that it? Anything else?
That's it for me.
Steve?
Steve Dutcher has covered everything there could be in the code realm of our village tonight. I'm very happy that he did.
Wow, very good. Teresa?
Yes, it's really good to have department heads who know their business so that you don't have to do it for
There's
them.
something in here tonight or something?
Having said that, I'm going to talk about recreation. Did you get a copy in your boxes? There are two people that we're looking to hire now for summer. First one is the mower, Justin Knapp. He worked for us last year as well. And there's his rate of pay, and he can start May 15th. And then Jonathan Brooks for the arts and crafts, and the same rate of pay as last year, and he'll start when the pool opens and everything. Next month we'll have for basketball and tennis and the lifeguards. But for this month, I'd like to make a motion to hire these two applicants.
Motion made.
Yes, please?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you.
Carried.
And that's it.
Okay. Okay, mayor's report, that would be me, yes. So, just give me 2 seconds here. I have a couple things to read. Excuse me. Okay, the first thing, got a letter from, I'll read it, from the post office. Good day, I would like to ask for some assistance. The last time North Street was paved, but the rear of the post office, the road was not leveled with our entry into the parking lot. Now there is a large hole that is deteriorating the street as well as becoming a nuisance to drive through. The next time you are repairing any village streets, would you please put some road surface material in the hole? Thank you, Roger Barnhart. He's the postmaster over here. I've tried a couple times to get a hold of him. I'll go again tomorrow. The area that he's talking about is, what do you call it when you go right into the
Apron.
huh?
Apron.
The apron. That's what he's talking about, the apron going in. The village does not do aprons. If we did that for him, then we'd have to go to every village home throughout the village and do all the aprons.
You mean it's like on the other side of the curb?
Yeah, from the street, across the street over there, you know, we do the paving, and from where the paving ends, going into the sidewalk, that's the homeowner's responsibility. Like your apron on your house or my house.
Okay.
That's the same thing he's talking about. And the hole is really almost on the inside of the apron.
Well, and he thinks that we did something to cause that problem?
No, he thinks that would be our job to fix that.
Oh,
When he first did this, he spoke to Roger. Roger told him that's not the village's responsibility. When we do the street, the apron is the homeowner's responsibility.
right.
But he's asking again, and I will go tell him in person. So that's the first thing. Second, I got a letter from the New Hope Church. Their Board of Trustees, this is a request for sidewalk replacement for the New Hope Community Church and Mary Latterette during the summer of 2017. In consultation with Steve Dutcher, Code Officer, I am submitting this letter. In it, New Hope planned to do some new drainage work in conjunction with DOT along Stockton Avenue in the spring. During that process, we would like to replace the existing sidewalk. It is very poor condition. Steve mentioned something about the village securing the concrete, but it has to be in the budget. However, we would ask for assistance with the forms in order to make sure it meets code for the village as well as the DOT. We would welcome a dialogue on getting the entire project done. Thank you for your consideration. Larry Light, New Hope Church. We have a 50/50 program that we do, that we've done before. Our part on that is that we get the cement and then they do all the manual labor with it. I mentioned to Roger. Roger has reached out to him. I spoke to Larry Light about it. DOT is putting in some drainage, and they won't put the drainage in until we know that we'll do the 50/50 with the sidewalk, so that they won't leave it open. I said to DOT that they were the first ones who put the sidewalks in, they should be doing it, but they gave me that, no way, we did in the beginning and then it becomes yours, so.
Is there money in the budget to do it this budget year or no?
No, not until June 1st. We really only got $2,000 in that budget itself, so it's kind of tight.
He has a long sidewalk too, doesn't he?
Yep.
Yeah.
So the only other thing that we might be able to do is, if we have a little bit of paving money that we don't use all of it, we could use a little bit of that to do it.
I see, yeah.
So, we'll just have to be limited. It's gonna have to be first come, first served. Once we run out, we run out. We can't keep going to the well if we don't have the money.
Right.
So, I need a motion for this.
Oh, I'll make a motion.
What is the motion?
To do a 50/50 program with the New Hope Church on the sidewalk.
When?
After June.
After June 1st. Not until we have no money in the budget now, so it has to be after June 1st.
Second.
Well, shouldn't we not make the motion until we have numbers and an estimate based on the work that they're still, before DOT still, who did you say was doing drains there?
DOT. They won't start the work until we give the okay for the sidewalk.
And they want to do work now?
Yeah. They're waiting for us to give the okay. They would have already started.
So we have no way of knowing roughly how much it's gonna cost?
Well, but
Gotta
Matt,
guess.
didn't Roger, did somebody go down and take a look at it?
It's gonna depend on the state's regs, how they want it done, and it's gonna need new curbing also. It's not just a sidewalk.
Well, the curbing, Roger said that he was talking about not doing the
It'll
curbing.
probably have to be higher up.
Yeah.
Is the curbing our responsibility?
No, curbing wouldn't be ours, it would be theirs. We'll do the sidewalk, that's what we, I already told that to Roger. So we don't have an exact number.
Not exactly.
Well, if we say yes and it comes, what if it's more than we have in the budget? We have a low budget for that area.
We will have enough to do that one. We may not have enough to do anything more after that. We have 2,000, I think around 2,000 in the budget right now. And there's gonna be a little bit extra for paving that we're gonna, you can use CHIPS money for sidewalks too. And we'll have some money left over for CHIPS.
So something that was on the paving schedule will be removed, so we can use that money elsewhere? Is that what you're saying?
No, we got an extra $30,000 from the state for paving that we had for CHIPS.
Okay.
No, we didn't get an extra 30.
That's what Roger told me.
We have some left over.
No, Roger said that the governor's office approved another $30,000 for us for CHIPS.
Because I didn't know that. They
you
just gave us the balance.
Yeah, we
And I
had,
think
the
it
balance was 100
That
and...
last letter that came, it was just about the balance, not that there was,
Well, Roger said to me that we had 100, I think it was 119, right, something like that in our paving, and that we got an extra 30,000 from the governor's office for paving. Well, he told me that, though,
so the motion is to do the 50/50.
The 50/50.
Not the CHIPS.
We'll do the 50/50 if we, the 50/50 program is with money we have, but if we have money, if we don't have enough, then we have CHIPS money we can use. too.
Okay, I just wanted to
Yeah,
make sure I got it in
My
here right.
motion wasn't specific to where the money came from, just that we're...
But I'm trying to make sure that we know where it's coming
Oh,
from.
okay.
Second. Is that what you're looking for?
Nope, she did already.
Did you?
what I thought.
Oh, all right. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed?
Okay.
About the only one to do that over there with the asphalt as far as up in the state road, up into the driveway. They did all those on Stockton Avenue.
Right.
we don't do it. I'm not saying we should.
No.
Actually, it's
We're very limited with money we
a
have.
pain when they plow because it breaks up a lot.
And I told Larry also, Larry, that we don't have much money, that we'll do whatever we can do with the money we have in the area, the worst parts of the area. And he said, fine, whatever you can help me with is fine. So he's not looking for, 100 yards of sidewalk, whatever is bad. Okay. He gave me one more. I forgot what the heck it was now. Did he, hot dog thing?
Yeah, this one too.
We can do that after.
No, not that one.
That's separate.
Yeah, hot diggity dog. Okay, this is from Linda Belmont, the owner of Hot Diggity Dogs Mobile Hot Dog Cart, regarding vendor permit for the village. I am applying for a vendor's permit for various events throughout the summer and fall. Last year, I paid $150 for the seasonal permit and requesting the same for this season. Some of the events would be the concert at the park, chamber events, swimming pool, Austin Lincoln, not interfering with the Booster Club, parades, theater events, PTA, school scouts, 4-H Lions, firemen, and other organizations, canoe regattas, and other river activities. I have liability insurance, naming Walton as additional insured, along with Department of Health permit. Thank you for your attention this matter, Linda Belmont.
Is the fee still the same? I know we changed some fees. Is that the same?
A vendor permit is normally $20 a day.
Yeah, we did a special,
So she's requesting the same thing that you guys approved last year.
I make a motion to do that.
have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Okay, got through that. Number 6, Country Kids and Critters 4-H group.
That's that one.
Okay, to the village clerk, you should read this, no, go ahead. We would like to ask the village board of Walton if our 4-H group would be allowed to plant flowers along the flagpole at Bassett Park and freshen up the wood chips if needed in the playground. We are hoping this might be a nice community brightening project. Thank you for your consideration of our group to do this. Delaware County 4-H Country Group, Country Kids and Critters.
Is that a budget item?
Nope, they're doing it.
We've already got the wood chips,
Okay.
and Brian said he didn't have a problem with taking them over there for them to spread out. So.
Beautiful.
They're gonna do the manual work. We have a motion for that?
Well, I'd like to make a motion that we approve it and that we send them a letter of thanks.
Very good, I second that.
All in favor? Opposed?
Dave, you in agreement?
And
Carried.
Matt, thank you for fixing that thing over there.
Okay, number 7, first-time homebuyer grant request.
Yeah, man.
Mary Kilmer dropped off 4 more approvals for the first-time homebuyer program. This will finish up our grant. So if nobody has any objections, we need a motion for that.
Oh, that ends the
For that
availability of
grant.
funds.
Yep.
That's some money. Hopefully they'll come up again this year with more money, but
I hope so.
it's really been good. They've been doing it for a while now, right? It's,
I mean, that program is helping us keep homes open and on the tax roll.
yeah. Especially first-time homebuyers. I wish I had something like this when I was doing it. That would be great.
It's an unbelievable program.
So we need a motion for that?
You need one motion for all 4?
Yep.
Okay.
Does that mean you?
Yeah, it means you're making it?
Oh, no, I thought
Teresa
Teresa,
did,
I will.
okay.
Oh, doesn't matter.
Teresa did?
Yep.
Can you second it?
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Done.
That's it. I have nothing else unless anybody else does. We're gonna go into executive session for a few minutes to talk about labor and contracts, union contracts.
30 seconds.
30 seconds, wow.
Bye.
Is it-
Bye.